I'm not your normal woman. Let's just make that clear now, straight out of the gate. I don't have the luxury of making all my money from being an influencer. I don't, nor would I actually want to, because I enjoy my day job, which is in local government. Very accomplished, very smart woman. I could never give that up. And I come from this point of view because I literally came from a space of nothing, no help, and I literally had to build my life to what it is today with no one's help, literally by myself and the people I met along the way at that time and started making friendships with and bonds with. But to get out of the gutter, to get my life out of the dirt with family and many friends betraying me, I built all that I have, the successful career that I have, the wisdom that I have is all from those traumatic chapters in my life. I'm a complicated woman. I grew up in the church, grew up in Silicon Valley, straight-laced good girl, but yet I love and support alternative medicine like Kratom, CBD, Delta, THC, Hava, ashwagandha, psychedelics. I fully support those things because I've witnessed it impact lives for the better. I help erase the stigma behind a lot of these things that you hear and immediately cringe based on some outdated mindset that you've heard or seen in some stupid series in the 90s. It's time to get out of ignorance. And that's my job. And I enjoy doing it. I don't make any money off of my posts or Instagram shit. Not now. Maybe someday when people actually give a damn what I have to say. But at this point, I just enjoy sharing knowledge and wisdom from one woman who had it really fucking rough and had zero help and support. No family, no grandma to dump my kids at, no financial support, no down payments, no free college, no free handout, nothing. Absolutely nothing. And a lot of people these days can't say that, which is sad. Or they're not the ones talking about it. And I will. I will make those of us feel seen and heard that are in my situation, that have been where I have been. I utilize astrology. I utilize spirituality. I'm a mystic. It took years of studying to become a mystic. I am a certified astrologer, certified mentor, spiritual. I help guide people along the way to getting and acquiring all that is possible from someone who's done the work. I help share the knowledge. It's important to say that I talk about things that are taboo, that might not make sense. I still believe in Jesus being the Son of God. I am still very much Christian in many ways, but I definitely don't have any respect for the church at this point. They have separated their values from what used to be, from Acts, from Romans. It is shameful. Christian churches and all their denominations they just need to shut up. They're embarrassing themselves. And that's speaking from someone who grew up in the church. Mother was a church hopper, went through every fucking church you could think of, went to missionettes, went to Awana, went to mission trips. Then they're done that, honey. I've studied scripture and read it front to back several times. I've compared translations and realized which translations were horribly wrong, which were catered to certain things at certain periods of time, how it's been diluted or twisted to accompany a narrative that someone's wanting it to accompany. I learned that astrology is actually of God and that there's so much information out there that God created it to help us. And the scripture that is used to talk bad of it is actually just translating, don't worship it. That it's just a blueprint. It's a guide for you. That if you worship it, then that's bad. But the church doesn't read that scripture the way it was meant to be read. Why? Like, what are they trying to hide all these decades, these centuries? People being empowered? People being seen and heard and valued? Imagine that. They didn't want that. Bless you. So I raised my 3 children in a very open-minded spiritual home, full of rituals, knowledge, seeking truth, debating, questioning things until it makes sense to you. I'm married to a retired veteran who's an amazing stay-at-home dad now. We switch places. Now I have the career, and he gets to be the one that stays home and experiences life as a stay-at-home parent. It's a beautiful twist. It's a beautiful change. I bring beautiful stories and approaches to things that otherwise might not be communicated as such. I am a submissive wife, believe it or not, but I'm also very dominant and controlling and assertive. If anything, I have a deal in place with my husband. You get spoiled, worshipped, catered to, respected, etc., 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 if you also do it for me. I made that clear since the beginning. So I help share and educate that relationship knowledge that I've learned throughout the years from a failed first marriage, from an abusive first marriage. I share wisdom from a blended home, being a dad, straight out the door with my little girl. I have walked so many different chapters of life that it's a shame if I don't help share the knowledge I've learned. On top of that, I have a disease. I have chronic pain that I live with. I have neck surgeries in my future. It's going to happen every year. I live with pain. I live with a chronic illness, fibromyalgia, degenerative disc disease, neuropathy, osteoarthritis, and a couple more that I just don't care to remember right now. One disease usually triggers another in this case. So how do I juggle mental health, chronic pain, a full-time career in local government, being a wife in a healthy marriage, 3 children, my spiritual walk with the divine, and my sharing moments with you? It's a great question. I don't know how I do it, but I put videos on how I do it. I share knowledge about how I do it. So apparently it just gets done and I just have short-term memory loss and I forget like what steps I actually took. It just comes natural now. So I can help you be a natural if you follow me. So that's me in a nutshell. I hope you stick around. I hope you enjoy what you see because I have a lot of knowledge and a lot of information to give. And I'm literally doing it freely. Did I just rhyme? Oh, and I have a cat. My familiar named Roland. But I'm a mom, so most of my videos will end with me rushing to go take care of my kids. That's hacking in the other room.